So in today's screencast, we're going to take a look at how to make money using FIVERR.com. For those of you that don't know, FIVERR.com is an online marketplace where you can post your services, or as they're referred to on the site, gigs. People will come on, take you up on your offer and buy a gig from you, and then you'll just fulfill it. So what you first need to do is you first need to create your account on FIVERR.com. So you just go through the registration process, and once you've confirmed all your account and entered the basic details, then you can log in and you'll be presented with this view. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is how to create your first gig, and then in a later screencast that will follow on as part of this one, I'll show you how to fulfill it and how to deliver it and how to start adding extras to your account. So the first thing we're going to do is work out what type of gig we're going to offer. I know personally I'm quite a strong writer, or I feel that's one of my strengths, so I'm going to create a gig in the writing and translation section. So the first thing we do before we put any gig on the site is we want to do a little bit of research to see what's out there, to see what the top performing gigs are like, and to see how we can compete with them. So what I'm going to do as part of my initial research is I'm going to check out the top 3 gigs for my given category. So what I need to do is to come over here to the writing and translation section, and then I'm going to take a look at the website content subcategory, because this is what I'm going to be producing my gig in. So if you click the link, and the next thing we need to do is order the results by rating. And as you can see, we have a whole list of other people offering similar gigs. And to get an idea of how to write the ad copy and how many words we need to include and what makes a really good gig, I'm going to click on the top 3 results. Okay, and just wait for those to open. Okay, so let's take a look at our first gig. Now normally what I like to look at when I'm looking at a gig to get some inspiration is 4 things. I like to look at the delivery time, the image that's used, the description, and the tags that they've selected. So on this particular gig we can see that the delivery time is 3 days, which means that from placing an order, the gig then has to be fulfilled within 72 hours or a 3-day window. The next thing is the image. As you can see, the image here is quite bold, it's quite clean. The girl's got a pen in her mouth, which kind of creates a writing environment, so it's very related to the gig. And the description down here is quite good. It tells about how much money they've made, which builds trust that if you bought a gig from this provider, then you'd kind of get a quality gig. You can see officially the largest. You get a little bit about the content that you're going to get. It's going to be unique, it's going to be copyscape passed, it's not going to be spun, and it's going to be written by a native English speaker, which personally I think is quite important when you're doing article writing on Fiverr. Finally, we want to look at the tags. The tags are going to be used when people are searching Fiverr for different gigs or different services that it require. So as you can see, they're quite on topic. You've got like writer, e-sign, write, content post, website, blog, and these are all going to help this gig get found in the search results. Okay, so let's take a look at another gig. And as you can see, this one very similar, 500 words for $5, 5-day delivery time. The image probably could be better, but if it's working for the author, then that's good. And then we look at the description again. Tells you exactly what you're going to get. 500 words at least for an article or blog post, 100% unique content, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, which is really important for building trust with potential customers. The tags are good, all relevant to the gig, helping them get found easier. And while when you're starting out you can't do anything about this because you don't have any reviews, this guy's got a lot of good reviews. He's got some negative, and he's got quite a lot of people that loved the gig or collected it in a collection on Fiverr. And we'll just take a look at the final one. So again, 500 words plus, SEO optimized, it's always good to have in there. 7-day delivery turnaround. The image might be a bit random and not related, but still it's eye-catching. And in the description tells you exactly what you're going to get. Tags are all good, and likewise a lot of positive reviews, and a lot of people added it to collections. So now that we've got an idea about what makes a good gig on Fiverr, we can actually go and add our own. So to do that, we scroll to the top, click on the green Start Selling link, and because we've got no existing gigs in here, we can see that it's time to click on the Create a New Gig button. And this is where we start to add all the information that we need. So the first thing we need to do is we need to state what we're willing to do for $5. So in today's example, we're going to write a 500-word article. So I'll just add that to the box now. And the next thing we need to do is we need to select a category for our gig. So if I select writing and translation, this then comes up with a subcategory box, and it's website content. So the next field that we need to fill in is the description box. Now what the description box does is that's the area that we saw below the gig where you could outline what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with something, and I'm just going to pause the video here and I'll go through it with you when I resume the video. Okay, so I've gone through and I've added a quick description, just outlining what I'll do for the gig. So I'll provide you with 500 words of unique content based on the topic of your choosing. All articles will be supplied with a Creative Commons image at no extra cost, written by a professional British writer. All content passes Copyscape and is delivered in a Word document. I've written about a wide range of topics, and sample article can be found at, and then a URL. So what this does is it outlines exactly what they're going to get, which is 500 words of unique content based on the topic of their choice. So I'll write about anything. I'll go the extra mile, over deliver by providing them with a Creative Commons image. And then finally, I just like to state that I'm a British writer, so there's no doubt that this is not going to be outsourced to somewhere else. It's written by a native English speaker, and that really helps build the trust. So in the second paragraph, what I've done is I've said all content passes Copyscape, which is reassuring. It's delivered in a Word document, so they know what format they're going to get it in. And finally, I've put in a sample URL of an article that I've written. And this then lets them go off and take a look at that article, and then if they like it, they can obviously buy my gig, which will be really beneficial. The next section that we need to fill in is instructions to the buyer. Now the instructions to the buyer are the contents of a message that gets sent to them when they've bought your gig. So if you require any information off them, or if you require them to take any action, then this is the time that we put that in. So what I'm going to do is just pause the video, and I'm going to paste in my instructions to the buyer, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so what I've done is put in a little message saying thank you for picking me as the writer of your next article, and then a little instruction saying so that I can get started right away, please provide me with a rough title for the article and any keywords that you would like to include into the copy. Really simple. I've then gone on to thank them and then just initialed it. The final section that we've got to fill in is the keyword tags section, which is, if you remember, the section where it's going to help us get found on the search results. So what I'm going to do is just paste in a few tags. So I've got blog post, e-zine, articles, guest blogging, content, product descriptions. Finally, we just need to add in the maximum days to complete. To make my gig stand out, I'm going to deliver it within 2 days of someone placing an order. And then finally, I'm going to add an image to this gig. Just add it in there. Okay, that's all done. The item doesn't require shipping, so I can skip that. And then I just need to click save. And it'll take just a minute. And then as you can see, my gig has now been created and it's now live on the site for people to start to order. So I can start fulfilling orders as soon as they come in. So once your gig's been created, what you can actually do is you can add a video should you wish. A video is a great way to distinguish your gig from everyone else's, and it's an especially great way if you're doing a video gig or an audio gig, or you just want to showcase any of your products or designs that you might have done if you decide to do a graphic design gig. But in this case we don't actually want to do any of this, so we're free to click skip. This should take us through to the gig dashboard. Awesome, so our gig's now live. What you need to do is click on the preview link, and this is how it will appear in the search results. And then if you click on that, and then when that page loads, you can see that we've got everything in there. So we've got, write a 500-word article for $5 with a 2-day delivery time. Got a nice image there with a writer at a keyboard. We've got all the details about everything we'll provide. We've got the sample URL there, and we've got all our keywords in place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video here, and then we'll pick it back up when we've actually got a buyer that we can feature in the video, and I'll show you how to fulfill the gigs. Okay, so it's been 72 hours since we first posted our gig on Fiverr, and we've actually been quite lucky and we've had 3 sales come through. I've delivered on 2 of them, and I've checked with the third buyer if he's happy for me to feature his sale in the video, which he was. So as you can see, it's listed as the new status there. So what I'm going to do to find out more is to click on the title of our gig, and this brings us through to the actual sale details. So just to recap, our instructions were send me a title, a rough title, and any keywords that they'd like to include in the copy. So this person's now done that, Forex trading software. And because I've actually completed this gig now, I've written the article and I've found a Creative Commons image to add to the post. What I'm going to do is click Deliver Work, and I'm going to add a quick description. So there we go, I've just added a quick note onto this, the order, just saying it's finished and attached. Hope they enjoyed it. The actual article ended up being 600 words, so I over-delivered by 100 words. And finally, because it's a brand new gig, we want all the feedback that we can get. I think this customer's going to be happy, so I've asked for a review or feedback. And the final thing is just click Browse, and then we're going to attach the article and the image to the message. So everything's now been uploaded to the message, and all we've got left to do is click Deliver Work, and it'll just take a minute. And that's now been delivered. As you can see, we have the article there, the document, and we've got the image. This was actually the image that we included. There's our note, and everything's all good there. So that's it. That's how you create your first Fiverr gig, and that's how you fulfill your first order. And from here, you just basically let it run, or you could put more gigs on there, and you just experiment to see what works for you. So I hope you enjoyed this screencast. I hope you found it useful. And as always, if you have any comments or questions or queries, just leave a note in the box below at the bottom of this page, and I'll be more than happy to help you.